little more going in your system. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yes. Yeah. Been there.
Yup. Oh, let me catch my breath. I just ran up the stairs. Well, thank you for being on the podcast here, everybody. This is Natalie Sordano. Am I saying it right?
Natalia, yeah. Yeah.
I said Nat. Oh man, I'm known for like butchering the whole podcast right away. So Natalia Sordano. I've been seeing you on the social medias now for I don't know, at least a few months, and
Yeah.
you've gone through a few IGs. Like how many at this point?
Oh my God. I think this is my third. I think it's my third. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. You're up there hanging with the bad girls right now.
I
You're in,
guess. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, hey, it happens. Especially in the realm that we're in right now. It seems like it's just a never ending war. But it is what it is, and we're gonna keep things nice and positive, anyways. So
That's
I am.
right, I guess.
I'm glad to have you on the podcast right now, and I see that like you're more open right now about showing your face.
Yeah, yeah. I have my moments where I'm like, oh, I don't know, but this is me, and it's something I've been working on. So I'm like, why not? So
Yeah, I feel you on that. So for a little while, you were like not open to it, right?
right, yeah, yeah. I still don't like. I mean, coming on here, I was like, okay, that's a worthy reason to show my face, but I don't like to have it in everything just because then it just seems like a lot. Yeah, but
Right.
like we were talking, privacy kind of things, but I don't I'm not too worried about anything at this point.
Yeah, I feel you on that. So like at first it was you like kind of like trying to be a little more discreet about it, but
Yeah.
over time you feel like you're just like, whatever, like who cares type of thing.
Yeah, if it was just me, I would put my face wherever. But when you have little ones, it's like, okay, I don't want something I'm doing to come back to them at any point. It's yeah,
Yeah, no, that's understandable. I
yeah,
think that's like most of our worries when it comes down to it. Like, is what I'm doing right now going to affect me in the future or affect my kids' lives in the future?
right, yeah, or yeah, like or my job or something, yeah. But mostly my kids was the biggest reason. But
Yeah, I feel you. I mean, it's like not like entirely that bad though when you think
yeah,
about it.
yeah, I feel like in general, like the general population is coming more around to that kind of thing, and so I'm not too concerned about it. But
Yeah, I totally feel like a lot of people are coming around to it and it's becoming more normal. I see it
yeah,
in a lot of pop culture these days.
yeah, yeah, and I know I'm a hygienist, and so I've had a lot of other hygienists in like Facebook groups and stuff that are like, how do I do this? Or I've already started doing this, and that kind of thing. So I'm, definitely not the
Oh, so
only.
they're inquiring about what you're doing.
Yeah, well, not particularly me, but sometimes I'll tell them, that I'm doing it. But they'll just inquire in general about, or they'll say they have started doing it, and um, promote their stuff or whatever. But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's becoming definitely more common, I think.
So out of your friend group, who was the first one?
Me, yeah.
Okay. So when they would mention it, like were you like kind of in the closet as far as everything goes at first?
Yeah, definitely,
But
definitely.
you wanted to tell them probably, huh?
Yeah, no, I wasn't. But then it just is, especially when it's kind of involved in everything. You're always replying to someone or doing something, and it's kind of hard to to be secretive about that. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Like what does your significant other think about all this?
Oh, he is very much like my number one fan of everything. Yeah.
Does he get pretty involved with like the photography and everything?
Yeah, he has. Not so much the pictures, but I'll have to recruit him for some of the videos I've done and like some customs and stuff. I'll have to steal him away for, yeah, depending on what we're doing. So no, he very much enjoys it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have a significant other that's like the
Hmm.
number one fan. It's
Yeah.
when you got somebody who doesn't really support. It's just like, oh man, it's not
Yeah.
as fun, you
I
know?
don't know how people do it, or if they were like not sharing that information with their, like maybe they were just dating or something and didn't. I don't know how you could do that. That would be
Yeah.
really hard.
No, I've met a few, being that I'm somebody who I have a podcast talking to a lot of models, right? Like I've met
Yeah.
a few that it's undercover, like totally all the
Really?
way. Yeah.
Wow. Gosh. Yeah, I'm just too much of an open book. I have a big mouth. I couldn't do that.
What about like as far as like family goes and stuff? Like have you told anybody about
I
the mom?
told I told my mom, and oh my gosh, at first she was just like, someone's gonna find you and come to your house and like
All right.
you have a
So
stalker. But now she just jokes with me about it. She's like, "Oh, where'd you get those shoes? Is that from someone?" I'm like, "Mom, all my shoes aren't bought from people."
right. Yeah, no, that's the total mother response right there.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah,
immediately went straight to the protection and the privacy.
exactly, exactly.
Did you hear about Instagram? How after the new iPhone update, like if you even put any kind of location, like a general location, it will like pinpoint your actual location unless you take off the precise
Oh, yes, I
location.
did. I did hear about that. Yeah.
That's kind of creepy, ain't it?
Yeah, it is. Like, I more and more, my dad is like very much like he doesn't want any Alexas in the house or anything. He's like, government's listening to you, and I've always been like, Dad, you're crazy. But I mean, I think
He's
more and
onto
more he's
something.
onto something. I'm like, okay, that
He's
is,
definitely onto something.
yeah. I've always been like, whoever is listening to my conversations is probably bored out of their mind. But I don't have anything to hide. But yeah, I think he is onto something. They're just getting all the information sometimes.
What's the funniest question you've ever asked Alexa?
Oh my gosh, I don't know. I'm like, my husband had some good ones. I think he was asking it to rap or something, but I can't think of anything. The funniest with my son was asking for, I think some Paw Patrol song, and it was ended up being like the booty booty butt butt song. So that is a standard in our house, but it doesn't
Booty booty butt
understand
butt.
him. So
Man, the children's songs are getting funnier and funnier.
yeah, yeah. Or I don't know who made that song, but I wish it was me. I wish I was getting royalties from that song.
Dude,
It was,
right? Like,
it was
isn't it crazy that like if you make some kind of a kid song or like
yeah,
something that is consumed by that population, like dude, like you can really like turn it into a business.
yeah, like Blippy and stuff.
Hmm.
He's good for all of his kids, and his kids
Absolutely. I
forever.
mean, look what we do, me, I
Yeah,
got the podcast, you create content and you model and like dude, like this is all digital. Everything is going digital.
very
Like you can have a business in any realm at this point, I feel.
true. Yeah, it blows
What
my.
happens what happens when there's like another shutdown and people aren't in the digital space?
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
they're gonna be like, man, what do I do? Like I
yeah,
gotta stay home, and they're gonna be wondering, like, man, like I probably should have got more into the digital space before, it was something that was pretty much forced upon us
yeah,
because during 2020, a lot of people got into the digital space, right?
yeah, yeah. That's true. And Yeah, that's interesting to think about.
I wish that I was in the digital space before. Well, I was, but I wasn't in the same breath. Like, I wish that I had this podcast before 2020, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's when a lot of it really kind of took off. And from what I understand, because I wasn't doing this then either, but yeah, I was one of the ones that was stuck at home. So
Yeah. Isn't it crazy that Ryan Kidd review, like he makes like $20 million a year?
yeah, it's nuts. It's just, it blows my mind. I don't, they put something in those videos. It's like they just can't help themselves but watch. I don't know
You
what
think
it
that's
is
what it
about
is? You think that they're putting some kind of subliminal messages that like captures our unconscious mind?
it. I don't know. Yeah, it's possible. It sure seems that way. It captures their little brains for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So since you started revealing your face a little bit more, have you got like a different kind of attention you feel?
I mean, a little bit. It's hard to say because I feel like, the last couple of, like last month or so, I got deleted twice too. So it's like, it's hard to tell. But, I feel like it, I feel like it helps people connect with you a little bit more when they know what you look like.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. For a while, I say like 80 episodes in, I never had any like no face models,
Yeah.
right? And it wasn't like for a particular reason. I just kind of felt like it's a podcast,
Yeah.
so I feel like people would want to see the face, you know?
Hmm.
But I over time started thinking, like there's so many models who are in this realm that don't show the face, and it's like just straight up feet, and
Yeah.
I feel like it would be cool to have, them on a platform as well.
Yeah. I feel like they have, those have had like the same kind of engagement that.
Yeah. But then in the same breath, it's, also probably like somewhat of a mystery that might drive some people crazy.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like just the idea behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But, to each their own. And
Mhm.
I'm gonna keep on having like no face models on the podcast, just all kinds of different models on the podcast and what have you. I even want to start like kind of, venturing into, some of the models who are, just models from all walks of life, because I have some trans models that they wonder if I'd be open to them being on the podcast, and I'm like, yeah, like, or even dude models, I'm like, not like, I don't want this podcast to be like just strictly one demographic
Yeah.
and one demographic only.
Yeah. Because then if you've seen one, you've seen them all, right? You gotta get the
Mhm.
whole gamut of people.
Do you feel like that's important to kind of like make it a variety?
Yeah, I feel like it. If that's your, you know, it depends on your goals on the podcast, but I feel like it makes it interesting for sure to get different people's perspectives and their experiences in that space.
Yeah. I thought it was funny because one day I got a question on Instagram, and the question was like, dude, like, being that you're somebody who is into this kind of art, like, how do you like control yourself, contain yourself during the podcast?
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, you know what, like, I think that there's like a fine line when you're being professional and
Yeah.
you're running a business or what have you. Like, you can't mix the two at all. Like, it has
Right.
to be like, you got to decide, right? Like,
Hmm.
if you want to succeed in something, like, is that
Hmm.
do you feel like that's kind of how you do
Yeah,
business?
definitely. Yeah, for sure. You have to know when to have, your professional hat on and not mix the two because yeah, that just would get messy.
Okay. All right. So like before you were in a relationship, marriage or whatever it is that you're in, did you ever have like a like somebody that you spoke to or talked to like at work or something like that?
What do you mean?
Like, did you ever have a love interest at work? And if you did, like, how did that turn out?
Um, that's hard to say. I have
You're
been
like, dude, you're gonna get me in trouble. Shut up.
no, no, no. It's the opposite. I'm boring. I've been with my husband since we were both 17, working at Super Target. So
Wow, that's like high school sweetheart status.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's yeah, boring, but yeah.
That's not really boring though. I feel like that's like a next level of maturity in a lot of ways.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, we've grown up together, but like, you know, especially through all of this and this world kind of experiencing this, because like I said, he's my biggest fan on here. Experiencing all of this together is like a whole nother dimension to things, and um, keeps things exciting, and so yeah, I mean, I guess that counts as at work, right?
Yeah,
That worked
absolutely.
out pretty well, I guess.
No, it most definitely sounds like it's working out pretty well. A lot of people, they feel like, if they start the relationship super early and, they carry out a marriage and stay together and all that stuff, that eventually one day they feel like, oh, I missed out on so much. But what really do you think like could have been missed out on?
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, those things aren't really super worthwhile things and we had our, times in college where we went our own way, but um, in the end, we were both kind of knew we wanted to be with each other, so always made our way back to each other.
What
So yeah.
did he ever do anything that was like super like sweet but a little cheesy, borderline cheesy? Like, did he ever play like the ukulele for you and sing you a song or something?
Not that, but he's always kind of doing something like, what was it? There was one time, what was he asked me like on a date or something. This must have been in high school, so I was living at home. He spray painted on the snow in my yard and asked me like something, or like, yeah, something like that, a big question or something. But my mom reminded me of that the other day, and I totally had forgotten about it.
I love that. I love that
Yeah.
right there. When you were in high school, was it, see, I don't want to age you too much, but were you ever like in the writing notes phase during grade school?
A little bit. Yeah, I think it mostly like middle school when we would do like the notes and fold them all up into a triangle and
Ah, yes.
pass them, or all the different ways you could fold them.
You ever miss the days before technology and before all this madness?
Oh yeah. Yes. Yeah, all the time. I mean, it's so helpful, but it's so, you know, overwhelming kind of constantly.
Yeah. What
But
do you think the world would be like if we didn't have all of the technology we have these days?
I don't, gosh, I don't even know. I, it's hard to say. Yeah, I just wish that it was, the kids didn't have as much of it. That's what scares me. I'll take the good and the bad, but God, when my kids get older, I don't want
I
them
feel
to
you.
be on any of that.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that we were probably exposed to. See, I'll be open and tell everybody I'm 35, right? Wait, am I 35? Hold on, time out. I'm 34. I'm 34. Golly, I gave myself an extra
Yeah.
year. So I'm 34, right? And I feel like damn, I forgot what I was saying. I forgot my train of thought. What were you just saying?
I said something about my kids not wanting them to have the technology and stuff. I don't
Okay, I remember now. Okay, so I feel like a lot of the stuff that we were exposed to, like they're gonna be exposed to it much sooner because of all the technology they have these days. So
Yeah.
like damn near probably like 6 to 7 years sooner if you think about it. Because like all right, so we didn't have. I don't know how old you are, so like I'm kind of speaking from
I'm
like
32.
okay, so we're same era. We're
Yeah.
definitely same era. Like I feel like we didn't get, cell phones until high school,
Mm-hmm.
you
Yeah,
know?
I had like, I think like eighth, like right before high school. I had a one of those Nokia ones.
Yeah, hey man, that was the funnest time though because
Yeah.
like it was simple and like we would like make phone calls after 9 o'clock because that's when the real minutes came in
Yes.
or the unlimited minutes
I
rather, right?
forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
We're so spoiled now, right? Everybody's so spoiled
Yeah,
now.
I remember like hitting. I saw a meme like hitting the internet button, and you're like, "Oh God, no!" Like I
I
can't.
know,
My
right?
parents
I
are gonna get
know.
so mad.
But all right, on a level 1 to 10, 10 being the best, obviously. How good were you at the game Snake on Nokia's?
Oh, I was not good. Probably like a 3.
That game is the
Not
funnest.
good.
All right, so take this into perspective now. That game is available on phone still, right? Like you can go and download the app, right? And nobody's downloading that, probably
Yeah.
at all, right? Like because there's so much more complex things that you can have
Yeah.
on your phone now. So that's where technology is now, like we
Yeah.
went from playing Snake to,
Yeah.
having full on podcasts.
On your phone. Yeah. That's crazy. It blows my
Mhm.
mind.
So, anyways, I say all that to say, like, dude, like our kids, yeah, they're gonna be exposed to a lot more, a lot sooner than we probably could have ever imagined.
Yeah.
But in the same breath, we're talking about the digital space, right? And how we're utilizing and implementing our professional lives into the digital space, dude, they're gonna be way ahead of the curve when it
Yeah.
comes to that.
Yeah. That's what it's super interesting to think about all the applications that could have, in the future, and they're gonna just take to it right away because that's their been their life.
Absolutely, absolutely. So for any of the people watching or listening right now, I know this isn't live. I'm used to live
Mhm.
podcasts. Usually I do something called a FootMercial. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but I feel like for the sake of the people watching and listening right now, I know you probably want a FootMercial. So um, it's pretty much all it is. Natalia is I zoom the screen on you and I play a little bit of music and you can
Oh,
just sit there. It doesn't matter. But I want to say for the people that are watching right now, all of the podcasts going forward are going to be on Tuesdays and on Fridays. So, like clockwork, 11 o'clock every Tuesday and Friday. So that's going to be the new schedule and the new thing that's going on. Not going to be many lives moving forward, but, you got to keep the show moving.
yeah.
So, all right, I'm going to do a FootMercial. I'll be back. Natalia is just chilling, and I'm gonna go over my spill. Oh my gosh, I got the jazz music. I didn't know that was in my thing right there. If you're watching this right now, be sure to smash the like button on YouTube. If you're on Spotify, leave that review for the podcast. You can also become a member of the podcast and of the YouTube channel. All you got to do is go into the description and you can click join this channel and you can have access to exclusive members only content. Super cool, right? And so Natalia Sordano IG is right there on the screen, but if you are listening, it is NATALIA.SORDANO. And then on Twitter, it's the same, just underscore instead of a dot. Okay. So make sure you go and follow her. And to be honest, I'm not sure if she has like all kinds of links and stuff like that, but I'm thinking maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There's your FootMercial, everybody. Okay, so you do. So you utilize all the platforms.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So
Mhm.
what kind of content do you think, without saying anything too crazy, what kind of content do you feel like people should be able to expect, like when they search you?
I mean, kind of just dabble in whatever's interesting. It's a lot more. Just a little bit more of everything. A little bit more foot content and videos and bunch of different things, really.
Just all around having fun.
Yep. Yep. Having fun. My husband makes an appearance once or twice.
Shout
Too.
out to the hubby. Shout out to the hubby.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, I love very like supportive spouses. I have one myself. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mama. And man, there's nothing like it, man. Like that's really like how to grow. I feel like as adults is, to like have that supporting cast in your life. And I don't know, like I know relationships and all that isn't for everybody. I get that, and not everybody is gonna live that kind of lifestyle. But like for you, from your perspective, do you feel like it has helped you like grow as a person in general?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. I feel like we both have, because we both have the similar like goals, and we have the other person to kind of bounce ideas off of, and another person that we want to be proud of us, and we are proud of them and the things that they do. It's just kind of a good. I feel like I grow better because he's around and he's there to support me, and I am. So yeah.
Absolutely. I love that right there. And I feel the same exact way. Um, now this is going to become like a really mature conversation right now, because for me, like what it has been to me in general is like I feel like it has lifted a weight off my shoulders in some ways, because when you're out there like constantly searching for somebody to have fun with, like it takes a lot of time away from you.
I mean, I don't know because, like I said, I'm
Oh
bored.
yeah, true, 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 true. I
But
guess
yeah,
I'm
I could definitely see that. Like some of the things that I've talked to, my friends that are single, it's like, yeah, it just sounds really stressful. And I mean, if that's what you want to do, then that's great. But yeah, if you're constantly looking for that person, yeah, I'm grateful, very grateful to not.
yeah, like it takes so much time from you. And then like all right, say us, right? We got a significant other that is on the same journey as us and has the same goals as us, right? Like it takes a long time sometimes for people to find that, if ever.
Yeah, 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 and then to be on the same page about everything, and yeah, it's amazing that as many people have people.
Yep, yep. And I hear from my women friends all the time, like these stories about how they'll be involved with a guy, and the guy will be like everything that they could have ever imagined wanting in a guy. And then like 6 months down the line, after introducing him to their kids and just doing the most, right? Like
Yeah,
just acting like a whole family, 6 months down the line, they're like, I don't really want to be in a relationship. It's like,
yeah.
what?
What have you been doing? I can't even imagine. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, that's the time wasters, we get those in our lives, and it's all good. It's
Yeah.
all good. So Natalia, as far as you being a model and everything, how long do you feel like you would like to be in this whole world? Where would you like to take it?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't really put any particular amount of time on it. It's just while it's beneficial, while people want to see my content and while I still enjoy making it, I'm just kind of going with the flow here. Yeah.
I don't see it like, like withering away anytime soon, as far as like the people wanting to see more. I feel like now that you're being more like open about like who you are, like kind of like indulging into the world a little bit more, I feel like it's only going to make people like want to like come to you a lot more.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope so, because I do really enjoy it. And yeah, it's just that balance, balance that everyone's trying to get.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Well, Natalia, I think that your content, from what I've seen so far on Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that, has, been looking amazing. You and your hubby are doing a great job, and I most definitely hope to see much more in the future.
Awesome. Thank you so much. That's great.
Absolutely, absolutely. And is there anything that you would like to tell your fans before we get off the podcast today?
Oh, I don't know. Just, check out my links. Go to probably Twitter is the safer place. Hopefully
I
I
know,
don't get
right?
my Instagram again, but
That one will probably be there longer for sure.
yeah. Check out my Twitter, and there's links to all of the places that you can find me. So yeah.
There it is. There it is. Well, thank you, Natalia, for being on the podcast once
Thanks for
again.
having
And
me.
oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate your time. And thank you to everybody who tuned into this
Yeah.
episode. And we will catch you next time.
Awesome. Thanks.